Happy Saturday and welcome to the venue live. My name is Roger Ramirez and this is Houston's first online live performance venue brought to you from R&R Studio. We're here in the studio with In the Aftermath.
What's up, everybody?
Thank you for joining us, guys. So tell us your names, guys, and what you do in the band.
My name is JD Garza. I'm the vocalist of the band.
I am Joseph Perez. I am the guitarist.
Dude, you have an awesome voice, man. Like every time I hear you talk, it's like, wow. Yeah, bro.
What's up, y'all? My name's Ralph, and I play the drums.
What's going on? My name's Jonathan Torres, and I play bass.
So how long have y'all been together as a band, and how did y'all come about meeting each other? And just tell us a little background about the band. We all want to know. I'm curious.
In the Aftermath has been together for a little roughly over 2 years now. Just under 2 years, actually. Yes.
November 22nd. It's 2 years. So. Oh, but I mean, more of the history. These guys.
That was real quick.
I know, right?
Like,
These guys. Yeah, right. He passed it off to me. Anyways, all right. So these guys have been together for about 6-7 years before I joined the band. They were under the name Fatal Flaw. I think he said Animals and Insects. Angels and Insects. But there you go. Yeah. So they've been together for a long time. Before I joined the band, they've had revolving door of singers.
We've gone through about 5 or 6 singers. Yeah, we went through about 5 or 6 singers, and that also means we've gone.
And they were never found afterwards.
No, well, that also means that we. It didn't help that we were still trying to find our own sound too. So
Gotcha.
we were also evolving with every singer. Trying to get.
So how did y'all three meet each other?
Through a friend in high school.
Yeah, we had a mutual friend in high school, and he introduced me. He told me one day, I was like, "Hey, man, I got a guy I go to school with." And he's like, yeah, he's got a good voice. He plays guitar. They got a drummer, but they need a bass player.
He's got
so
beautiful
I was like,
eyes.
well, okay, let me check this out. But yeah, then that's when I heard their music, and then from there on, it's just been jamming, doing shows. We played at a quinceañera one time. Yeah, we were just trying to get out there as much as we can. So. And then,
Very aggressive.
And then,
the kid was not happy.
About a few months, a year later, that's where we met. We got Ralph.
Yeah, so we met Ralph through a friend of my best friend. We met Ralph through him, and we were looking through a drummer, and it's hard to find drummers, and it's hard to find bass players. It's hard to find good singers, and it's hard to find. It's hard. You can find guitarists anywhere, and they're all good too. What's it called? But that's how we met Ralph through my best friend's friend, and he was just telling us, he's like, "Hey, you guys are looking for a drummer? We got a drummer, So here's Ralph, and that's how we got along right there. And how long have we been jamming together now, Ralph?
Oh shit, since 2010, 2011.
Nice.
So no singer for that long, and then we finally meet JD, and we've been playing ever since.
And it's really nice that even though a lot of time passed before y'all actually settled into what you are now, that y'all kept that vision alive. A lot of musicians get really anxious and, they're like, man, nothing's happening, so I'm going to leave. But it's nice when you can find that group of guys that really, has the same vision.
I said we got really close to saying fuck it quite a few times.
No, but that's bound to happen. But at the same time, you pulled through and now here you are. Was it 8 years later?
We all saw the potential that this band could possibly have, so we all stuck with it because we knew that it could be something good.
And that's cool, man. That's really awesome because I've been in bands that, people get really, really impatient, and it's normally like the real immature musicians, that are looking for a quick buck, that are looking for, to join a band, and they think that they're gonna fucking be rock stars the next minute, and are not really looking to put in the hard work because it's not easy.
Yeah,
Especially, yeah, you know, doing original music is not easy. It's very satisfactory, but if you don't have that same like frame of mind going into it, then it's all gonna be fucked. No, so in the aftermath, how did the name come about?
The name In the Aftermath came about because all of us are from different kind of areas, and we've all been in different bands. We've all done our own thing, and you know, it just didn't end up working for all our ends. So we all came together, and that's how the name came about. In the Aftermath.
In the aftermath of all our failed bands.
Yes, that's what it is. In the
Okay,
aftermath
okay,
of all
that's
our
cool,
failed
though.
attempts. Yeah.
Well, that's cool though. Because
Yeah.
everybody has a band story, you know. Shit, I've been in so many fucking bands, you know.
That's what it is. You know, we've had so many ups and downs, a lot more downs than ups. You know what I'm saying? You know, so after all that, that's what we named ourselves, In the Aftermath.
But there's always room to move up after
Oh
a
yeah.
your
Oh
lows,
yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They're,
We're on the up right now. Thank
Well,
God.
and it's a pleasure to have you here. I know I've told you that a few times throughout soundcheck. I was really impressed with your sound.
Thank you.
It's definitely something new that you know. There's been a lot of bands through here already, but your sound is unique, and I like that. It's real nice. I know you mentioned all y'all have been in different bands, so tell us a little bit about your influences individually. Like, what do you jam to whenever you're fucking just cruising?
Oh, I mean, I take a lot of inspiration from local bands. You know, like I mean, there's been so many local bands that have been great throughout the years here in Houston. But I would say, like, as far as like mainstream,
Or local bands. I mean, shit.
yeah, some of our boys in Saturate, you know, when they were around, they now have a band called Asleep in the Wake, which is really awesome. You know, they're really good guys.
We need to get a hold of those guys.
Yes, yeah, you need to get them on here. They're amazing. Them, Key Flight Captains. I'm rocking their shirt. I love Key Flight Captains, Steve Satchel Band. As far as like mainstream, like Sensitizer's dope. As far as like mainstream influences, like Corey Taylor, Staley, Scott Weiland, and why am I spacing? Yeah, Corey Taylor, Lane Staley, Scott Weiland. Yeah, and Cornell. I mean, like those are my tops. I love them. And then Christian Machado for my metal. You know, so
Very cool, man.
Now I'm spacing now. Let's see. Big influences for me, because back then, whenever I was first getting into music, I was listening to all the starters that I was supposed to listen to, like all the classic rocks and everything. You know, just how you gotta build up. You gotta build up. So I was listening to classic rock, and then from there on, I was listening to a little bit of punk here and a little bit of just some alternative here and there. Some, just I went out everywhere. And then so whenever I went and met Ralph, and he opened my eyes and my spectrum to a whole lot more music. So now I jam a whole lot more heavy alternative rock stuff, But my influences now are definitely it's got to be Mark Tremonti from Alter Bridge. You got to be Creed, of course, yeah. And then you've got one of my local favorites is Mexus from Asleep in the Wake. That's great. I love that guy. Yeah, he's amazing. Then you got, of course, you got the two guys from Seven Dust. Seven Dust is a big influence of mine. Of course, Pantera, stuff like that. Korn.
Metallica, I know we spoke about that earlier.
Oh, yes, we did speak about that earlier. I love Metallica.
You know who you almost remind me of? The drummer from Dream Theater. Mike Portnoy? Yeah. This is a little bit. I looked over there and I was like, he's here. Oh man. No, he's like, no, but my son, we were listening to Dream Theater earlier, and it's cool, man.
Dream Theater's badass. But my influences, like, definitely like Pantera, Seven Dust, Tool.
Like Tool.
As far as like individual drummers, it had to be like Morgan Rose from Seven Dust, Vinnie Paul, Danny Carey, Tommy Lee, Travis Barker, Dave Grohl. Just a lot of different styles, mostly rock drummers, but a lot of different styles. I'm influenced by a lot of punk and stuff too, and old school death metal, but I don't really show that as much, but it is a pretty big influence on me.
Cool. So who'd you get your stick flipping from? I noticed that. You're pretty
Tommy
good at
Lee
that.
and Travis Barker are two of my biggest influences.
Oh, yeah.
So I've watched them a lot, seeing them do that, and that's one of the main things that influenced me about them was their stage presence and how much they
Well, it
make
makes a
themselves stand out as drummers. Because you're in the back, and people don't. You got to make them look back there sometimes.
Well, it makes a difference, man. It's cool. It's besides the musicianship, the visual is like
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
a complete.
Like you want to put on a show.
Yeah, it's a show.
If you're not gonna put on a show, then they can just stay at home and listen to the CD.
Fucking bring a drum machine.
I'll let John go. Here you go, John.
Nah, pretty much my influences in bands, and type of music was listen to old school metal, Metallica, Ozzy, and then Joanne Jett and the Blackhearts. I'm sorry, just listen to old school punk, and then growing up in the '90s, just that Travis Barker from Blink-182, that band inspired me too. I listened to a lot of punk also, and then the 2000s came, and then that's when like what's it called? That's around 2000. I was listening to Korn a lot, and that's what Korn pretty much got. Yeah, new metal. That's when it started building up for me, and around that time, it kind of helped me. I like the sound of the bass, so that's what helped me inspire picking up the bass guitar. Because everybody wants to be a lead or a vocalist or a drummer, but I never hear a lot of people, hear about picking up the bass.
And you like that low, deep end.
Yeah, I like that tone. So
Yeah.
that's what I love that sound. So it's just amazing. So
It's a nice sound, man.
yeah.
It's really nice. I was listening to it in the mix, and I was like, man, that's really cool. Like you really like that full deep end.
Yeah. So I mean, when it comes to influences on bass players, there's a lot of them, man. And there's
Oh yeah.
and then some people tell me that don't listen to them, they're not that good, but I just listen to them anyway, and I still like them. Some of them that they say they don't like, I actually like, and that's what pushed me forward. And I was like, dude, that doesn't. That's your opinion, but that's.
Who told you?
Huh?
Who told you that?
Oh, like bassists, Korn, Pantera, Metallica, Ozzy, Tool especially. He's I forgot his name, but he's like amazing. Yeah, Justin Chancellor. But how he plays that, how he has that tone on his bass is just amazing how he plays it.
So how would you describe your style of In the Aftermath?
I always think that's a weird question. It's weird because when you want, everybody wants to say that they sound unique. But the most comparisons we've gotten, we're like, we got compared to Korn. We get compared to Korn a lot, Disturbed, stuff like that. So, those are like the two that I would compare it to. Like I said, I take them as compliments because those are both amazing bands. So I would say, yeah, probably around there.
Cool.
That's what I would.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's what I would say.
We were speaking earlier that you're recording your album.
Right.
When will we be expecting that?
Man, this has been like the biggest question. Like, we're almost, yeah. I'm not gonna give you a definite, but I'm gonna give you. I will say that we're gonna have a single out by the end of the year. We will have a single out by the end of the year.
Hopefully you can come back over here and showcase it.
Yeah.
Well, by the end of this year or next year?
Oh no, by the end of this year.
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna book by the end of this year, so maybe like in January or something like that, we can get you back in here.
Yeah, we'll do something like that. But yeah, we, we'll probably play. We're gonna play most of the album tonight. So
Awesome.
yeah, it's gonna be fun. And like I said, we'll do a single, and I think we'll have a music video that we got in the works. So.
And so, your style of writing, how do you come up with songs? Like who? Is it just like one person that brings the ideas and then y'all sit down and develop them, or?
Well, most of the time, like these guys, they'll like John, John too, but Gigi and Ralph will get together and they'll work something out and they'll bring me an idea. And like when I first joined, they had a bunch already out and they had titles for them, so that was easy for me to pick those titles and write about that subject, and because the mood fit the title.
Okay, but there was no lyrics then, or there was like the ideas. I knew you say the ideas.
Yeah.
Lyrics, but not lyrics.
Yeah. Not fully developed.
Yeah, no. Most of it was structured out songs that we took a lot of time in trying to get it nitpicky perfect. You know, we're trying to get it all right.
Yeah.
And then
I came and fucked it all up.
yeah, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing. You know, so whenever this guy came in, he says, "All right, let's move this here. I don't like that. Drop
Yeah.
this. Do this." So needy.
And so whenever y'all two get together, and come up with these songs, what's like your workflow? And I asked this, and I haven't asked this question in a while for the musicians, but I just thought about it. Do you come up with melodies and then you put chords, or do you like come up with chords that you like like a nice chord progression?
I start off with a chord progression a lot of the times,
And then you come up with the
but
melody?
I try to structure it around. It's riff based a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of
Gotcha.
riff based chord progressions.
Like guitar
yeah,
riff based.
yeah. But I don't try to keep it to where it's just all riff all the time. You know, it'll dull it out. But we try to we try to keep it changing all the time. You know, and that's the beauty of it, because me and Ralph will hash it out for a few hours, and we'll have to make sure if we like it. We might like it one day, and the next time we go in, like, I don't know why we like that. You know, let's change it. You know, so it takes more than a few hours. It takes a few days to
Of
maybe
course,
to
shit.
get it all. Yeah.
Years, months.
Yeah, it does take a very long
months,
time.
years. I kind of went backwards on that.
So by
Decades.
so by the time we got to so by the time it got to JD right here, it was already, not gonna say easy, but it was a lot less stress for him to write. No.
Veto it. You veto it.
It's not that I veto it. It's just, like once I start writing to it, then I'm like, okay, this needs to be this long, and then this needs to move, and like, are you in love with this part? Because we could probably drop this. But yeah, I mean, like, once I come in and start writing, that's when we'll start the final restructure. But what's really cool is that they'll work out everything before, like how the chorus goes, how the verses go. Bridges, breakdowns, stuff like that. They have that all worked out. So it's not like rewriting it. It's just like shortening and lengthening certain parts, and then getting everything to fit, according to the.
And
to the work.
collaborating like that in writing is really cool, man, because I've written songs and I've recorded my own songs.
Yeah.
And sometimes it becomes too one-dimensional, if you're writing as a one person. And so it's not until I bring it to a band where I find guys where I'm like, you just make it yours, where it just starts morphing, and taking like a three-dimensional feel, and that's cool that you kind of rely on each other to bring that three-dimensional feel to the songs, because it makes a huge difference.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, these guys have even told me, like, well, maybe you shouldn't do that, maybe you should do this, and it's changed
And
my
do you
way.
listen?
Yeah. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'll get the vocalist disease and be like, well, you guys just don't know what the fuck y'all are talking about. And then, but I do listen. I take it into consideration. I'll come back and we're like, hey, you know what? Maybe you guys are right. Let's try it that way. But one of the things, like, in the bands that I had before, especially with my boy Lance, shout out to Lance from Steve Satchel Band. One thing that he always told me, and we grew up playing music together. We grew up almost 20-something years playing music together. And, he's like, just never not try something. If somebody has an idea, at least try it. You might think it sounds like shit, or you might not think it's gonna work at all. But some of the best things come from just trying something, So he was like, just.
Lance is a wise man.
Yes, he's a very wise man. It's the Red Bastard's birthday today, so shout out to Lance Klepper. Happy birthday, brother. But yeah, he's like, just try it. If we don't like it, we don't like it. We can trash it. But we can't say that we never tried.
Yeah, I've worked guys that are really, really fucking douchey, and you don't really find out until it's too late.
Until they don't agree with you. That's when.
I was playing with this guy, fucking long ass time ago, before I had a band, before I even started a band, and so we were writing a couple of tunes, and so I had this idea for a song, and he was like, and we had been like recording in my first recording studio, and
The birthplace of
I mean,
R&R.
yeah, I mean, way back before I had anything, you know. And so I gave an idea, and he was like, "This is not your song." Like just like a flat out, and I was like, "Dude, I'm just giving you an idea, man. Like, what the fuck, you know?" And he didn't even know anything about music, so I was trying to be like creative with the chords. And so he was like, "Nah, man." He's like, "If I want your input, I will ask for your input." I was like, "Bro,
Damn.
like I mean, just
That's
like,
pretty fucking
and it was
bold.
like in front of people, bro."
Oh,
And I
damn.
was like, everybody was like, and I was just like, my eyes were like so fucking shocked. And so that was the last time I played with that guy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. And
Everybody has that one moment where you deal with the diva and you're like, whoa, what
and
the
so
fuck?
and so
Okay.
years later, I mean, fucking like 8 years later, he called me and he was like, "Hey man, like, hey, I've noticed that you're doing real well like in music." He's like, "Do you want to work together?" I was like, "Fuck no."
Right.
I was like, "No." I was like, he was like, "Do you think we can have do you think like, you can send me those recordings that we did?" I was
Oh,
like, "Fuck you."
Exactly. That's
know,
all I was gonna
but,
say.
but
you
I-
always want to think that you're going to grow and you're going to be a better person, but fuck that, being petty in those moments. You know, that's the best thing in the world. Nah, you want my help? Fuck you.
So where can people find you on social media?
They can hit us up at facebook.com/In the Aftermath Band. That's what we have right now. We're going to be starting our Instagram soon. We do have a YouTube channel, In the Aftermath TV, that we're going to start putting more content on. We haven't started. We got a blooper reel up there that's pretty funny.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
gotta go
pretty
check it
funny.
out.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious. We were trying to film like a promo for our, and we're just doing it off a cell phone.
Uh-huh.
And we had like almost a whole hour. It's like almost a whole hour, but I cut it down to like I think like 7 or 8 minutes, and it's just us fucking up left and right. It's hilarious. But yeah, we got that. I think that's it. I mean, you know, we were gonna start a Reverb Nation. Just didn't know if there's much of an audience still for that.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah,
and, you know,
yeah.
so right now, you know, without
it was alright. Like a long time ago.
without the album, I just, you know, we want to push that more and hit the social media once that starts coming.
So before we forget,
Yeah.
Kevin Hamlin.
Kevin, yes. So yeah, we have our upcoming shows. December 28th is we're gonna be playing at Al Sports Bar, with some badass bands, Hindsight and Phantom Eye. And then in February, I think it's the
21st through
20
24th.
Yeah,
I
20.
believe.
Yeah, I think it's the 23rd. So it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yeah, so February 21st to the 23rd, we're gonna be doing Tune Out Cancer. It's gonna be the second year that we did the first year. What was it? Was it this year? Yeah, it was this year. Yeah, it was in March. We did the first year. Band dropped off. We jumped on there, and you know, my family personally has been plagued from cancer, and you know, we've lost a lot of family members due to cancer. So you know, it was a thing that was close to my heart. You know, I asked these guys like, man, if we get a chance, if y'all want to play it, let's play it. So, and then Kevin asked us to come back, and it's a really good cause. I mean, because we're doing it for Texas children. You know, it's like not only is it cancer patients, it's children. You know, so we get to help out as much as
All
we
the
can.
proceeds go to
All of it,
Texas Children.
100%, everything.
So
the
come
shirts,
on, guys, get some food.
100% food. There's
If
gonna
you
be
just
food.
want to donate, I believe Kevin
Yeah.
will post up a link. where
Yeah,
people
we have a
can
link
donate.
if you just want to donate. We'll get with Kevin and maybe link it or something.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, there's food. There's vendors that come out and sell jewelry, different stuff. We're gonna have, I think it's 55 bands.
Yeah. It's gonna be
55
fun.
bands. So yeah, it's a lot of bands, a lot of great bands, a lot of awesome bands from around Houston. You know, ones we've talked about, you know, like Asleep in the Wake and stuff. They're going to be involved.
So
I
we
think this
talked
year.
with Kevin about probably streaming it live as well.
Oh, that would be, man,
So
that would be
we're-
awesome.
We're kind of working out the details on that because it'd be really cool to just stream live
Yeah.
all 3 days and all 50 bands, you know.
Oh, yeah, that'd be amazing. I mean, and, you know, for everybody watching out there, man, you know, please at least one day come make a difference in a child's life. I mean, it's, you know, people, you know, these kids that are fighting cancer every day, you know, just to be able to make some kind of little difference in their life will go a long way, you know. And it's, like I said, a cause that's very close to my heart because of my family being, you know, stricken with cancer, so many members.
Well, fuck it. Let's tune out cancer.
Tune out cancer. Tune the fuck out of cancer.
All right, guys. So if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And even if you're not watching on YouTube, you can watch us. You can go on YouTube and look us up by Roger Ramirez official, and our logo with the R upside down R will pop up. Subscribe. We showcase local bands like in the aftermath just about every day, and so we wanna continue to do this. We wanna continue to grow with the local Houston scene, and just gonna show the world what Houston musicians are all about.
Yeah, that's exactly right, man. Let me just say that the work that he's doing here with with this show and being able to showcase bands like us and bands that people have never even heard of, just adding that extra platform goes a long way for us to for especially bands that don't have much content out there. At least we have this, and for that, man, thank you, dude. That's awesome. That's
We really appreciate you
awesome
guys.
of you.
Really appreciate y'all being here, because without y'all, we wouldn't have a show.
I mean, you can still grab a guitar.
I mean, I could. I could
I'm joking.
perform. I could perform, but people will get tired of that shit real quick. But if you're watching on Facebook, please share the event. I know there's a couple of watch parties going on, but just share it. Every time you share it, these guys have more potential of being heard. We want to make sure that they get a lot of new fans. We want to make sure that they get 5,000 on their page. They're at 2,500, I believe,
like
right?
something like that. 23, 24, 25, something.
We want to make sure that these guys
Haven't
go up.
checked it in a minute.
If you're watching on Twitter, retweet the event, and I believe they can give us hearts. And
Oh yeah, we need to start We need to start that too. We need
Twitter,
to start
man.
Twitter.
Yes, we do.
We definitely need to start Twitter. I got the email so that we can all do it, and I just
just don't bust out with the LinkedIn, 'cause that shit's douchey
like I'm
as
doing.
fuck.
Well, like I'm.
I don't want to
I'm
get
printing-
your in the aftermath. I want you to join LinkedIn.
I do my own. I do our merchandise. Like I
Oh, you
print
do?
our own shirts.
When am I gonna get a shirt, bro?
I got them in the trunk right now.
Ah,
I got them in the
bro.
trunk right now. Oh man, I should have, right?
Yeah, bro.
I'll get one
Yeah,
after.
well-
I'll get one after this. But yeah, that would have been nice for you to be wearing it.
And I do support the
Yeah.
shirts that the bands give me all the time.
Yeah.
So if you give me one, I'll sport it any
Oh,
random
definitely.
day.
Yeah, and like I said, I do all that, so I get really busy with that. And so once I get those started, I'm gonna put like Instagram, Twitter. I'm gonna put each band member on one. It'll be like you
That would be
Facebook,
tight.
you Instagram, you Twitter. Go ahead. I'll just print shirts.
Fly on. Okay, guys. So are we ready to do this?
We're ready to jam. Yeah.
So guys, we're gonna take. All right. So before we go, sorry guys, I jumped the gun. Before we go,
Get your ass down, boy.
before we go, we want to give Westone a shout out for letting us have the in-ears for the studio.
Oh wow.
If you're looking for in-ears, Westone is the way to go. Their Pro line is super dope. I think all y'all are using triple drivers.
They sound amazing. Like
and
when
so
we were sound checking, man, they sound dope. They're really good.
you can hear everything the low end is really nice on those triple drivers.
Yeah.
And thank you, Westone. We would like to get your new series whenever they come out or whatever. We really appreciate what you do, and we're putting them to good use here in the studio. Everybody uses them.
Guys.
They use them that much that they uses them. Okay, guys. So let's do this. We're gonna take about a 30-second break while these guys go in their spots, and we will fucking kick it off, guys.
Hell yeah.
Thank you
Ready,
for
brother.
watching, guys.